What's up, YouTube? Simon Says Soccer, Simon Says Football, coming back at you. Last couple of videos, I can't remember which one, I talked about the fact that I'm a gunner. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm a fan of whether they win the league or not, Champions League or not, Premier League or Championship. It doesn't matter to me. I'll follow them until I die. But I want to talk about a couple of the most hot pressing transfer targets right now. And the three that I think have some speed, have some potential. The first one today being reported out of the UK that Alexander Lacazette, that situation's heating up. Lyon would say that they have rejected a £35 million bid for him. And I think that's pretty close to the region. I think they're looking at 40, 42. It makes me furious that we offer 35, knowing they're looking for 40, like we need to save that $5 million with the stadium paid off. We have Stan Kroenke has given Arsene Wenger the freedom. I don't understand that. But promising that $35 million bid has been rejected, and they're saying it's close. So it would suggest maybe that there is an agreement in principle with the player and Arsenal. They're trying to get over the line with Lyon. I know that Lyon don't want to let go of him, but money talks, and it seems like we're getting close. So that's huge. Alexander Lacazette is the type of player, the quality of player we have needed for a few years. He's not the biggest name of biggest names, but he's still a pretty young guy and has years left in him. And I think he's coming into his prime. But what he offers us is more pace up front, a guy who is an outright striker, not someone that Wenger is going to transform into a striker this season, which we do not need. We need someone who that's what they do. That's their bread and butter. And he's a guy who's done that, 23 goals last year for Lyon. But he's pacey. He's better than Giroud on the ball. His touch is better. And he's going to give us that opportunity to run in behind defenses, which Giroud can never do. Giroud is one of the best hold-up players in the league, in Europe. No questions about it. We don't need that with the type of style that we have all the time. I think that they can have a rotation between the two. It would be a perfect balance. Second, because of Per Mertesacker's injury, that could put him out for 5 months, which is a hit. But let's be honest. Although I love the guy and he's done some great things, his speed's not kind of slow. I don't know how he's still on the pitch at a club as big as Arsenal. He's not fast enough to keep up, period. And his age isn't helping that. We need somebody who's more mobile, more versatile in the back. Obviously, we've been looking at and talking about Koulibaly for a while from Napoli, but Koulibaly seems to be someone who is complaining about his current situation. I'm not quite sure I want someone who's complaining and then comes to us. I don't necessarily want that in our club. We need someone who is a servant of their club and wants to come to us because we're huge. We're a big European club, and they want to play for the likes of Arsene Wenger and the people that we have. But he's still an option. Big, tall, mobile, the kind of guy that we can use. And then Mustafi, the German international, is coming out. I don't know how likely that is or if that's even an option right now, but he would be a great option. Probably a better option, in my opinion, just because of who he's playing around, that he's playing on the international. But he wouldn't be ready for the first of the season because I'm sure he's getting a vacation, a rest from the European Championship. So we kind of need someone to jump in immediately. And with Gabriel and Colin Chambers really the only center Ds we have left, that's questionable, especially in our opening match against Liverpool. That's concerning. We need a guy who can step in immediately. We need him now. We need him five days ago so he can be training with our team and in the United States playing with the squad. And last but not least at all, is Riyad Mahrez. I know it's lost a little steam today. I haven't seen as much on it, but man, it seems like in the last 3 or 4 days he's rejected a new contract with Leicester, which is beautiful. And that he's the type of player that could absolutely transform our front three. Him on the right, Alexis Sanchez on the left, Mesut Ozil in the middle, and a Lacazette or Giroud in the front would make an incredible attacking force. And with his ability for service, his service of the ball has been fantastic. He gives an option with Giroud to stay Giroud and have a lot more service in the ball from that right side. So he would be one that was incredible. I mean, 17 goals, 11 assists last year, PFA Player of the Year. Unbelievable. And I think he's hitting his place. A lot of people would suggest, hey, he just had one good season. 25 years old. Adjusting the Premier League is huge. He had a year it wasn't as good, and they were in an awful place with an awful coach and trying to get out of relegation. But new coach, new team last year, I think that we're seeing him come into his own. Agile, mobile, incredible on the ball. A left-footed player, which, God, we have so many lefties. Arsene Wenger loves a lefty. And born in France. Got Algerian parents, born in France, and we know Arsene Wenger loves French players. So I think he fits us on 1,000 level. So hoping those 3 deals get done, one of those. One of the defenders, obviously, Koulibaly and Mustafi. I'm not sure who. I would prefer Mustafi, just the quality he plays with internationally. But I would take either. But that's all for today. We'll get back at it this week. More talk. Premier League coming up, getting excited. We'll have more conversation about that on Thursday night after Arsenal plays MLS All-Stars. We'll have a little game analysis on that. But until then, come on, you Gunners.